you're talking to your clients. Your client asks you, hey, Tom, man, what do? Do I sell my business? What recommendation are you giving? Are you saying sell this year rather than next year? Are you saying, look, are you keeping it for 5-10 years? Who cares? Hang on to it. If you're not, what kind of feedback are you giving to? I know obviously you can't give a blanket advice to everybody, but what are some of the feedback you're giving to your clients?
No, look, once you understand the tax law, you realize that there are a lot of different options. There are a lot of different ways to go. And you know, my job, for example, is to help you do what you want to do and not pay tax. That's my job. And so there are ways, there are always going to be ways to deal with this. Okay. We can deal with the capital gains tax. Now, what I am telling every client is do your estate planning now. You asked the question, Patrick, earlier, could they go back to the beginning of the year? That is really horrible, horrible policy. Okay. Could they do it? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure that that's legal to go back. Could they go back to today? Yeah. I mean, if you look at this 2017 Act, that was retroactive to September, right? September 27th is when those provisions were retroactive. Most of them were retroactive to September 27th. Well, that's when the legislation was first proposed. And so that's not unusual. Now, we don't yet have legislation actually proposed. We just have Biden's ideas. We don't have actual legislation yet. So what we're hopeful at, that we have this small window of opportunity right now to do some good estate and income tax planning. And they always go together, by the way. You never do estate planning without doing income tax planning. You have to do them together. But if you do that right now, there's at least a hope that you're gonna be within the window. If you don't do it now and you wait till the end of the year and it passes, then you know you're gonna be stuck.
States, a lot of people are looking into moving to different states. Okay, a lot of people. When I met with Arthur Laffer in Tennessee, I said, why are you in Tennessee? He said, it's the lowest all-in taxes in all of America. And he's not from Nashville, Tennessee. He moved this practice to Nashville, Tennessee. What are some states that are winning right now? What are some states that people ought to consider? And what are some deciding factors on somebody to sit there and say, I should look at this state, that state, and this state?
Well, first of all, look at all the taxes. Don't just look at income tax, okay? Because every state has to have money and they just get it different ways, whether it's sales tax or property tax, income tax. Those are pretty much the three legs of the stool, right? The income stool for a state. Texas obviously is winning. Florida is winning. Those are the two big winners right now. South Dakota should be winning, right? It doesn't have a tax. And like say, Tennessee has they have a low personal income tax, but they actually have a pretty high business income tax. So it's Tennessee's probably would not be my first choice. I would probably choose a Texas, and Texas is even better than Florida because Florida does have a corporate income tax. They just don't have a personal income tax. Wyoming, Nevada, no income taxes. So I think those are kind of the winners. Of course, you have to look at, where do you want to live? I think that's more important. Texas does raise a lot of their revenue from property tax. So you have to look at, okay, what are my property tax going to look like? And do I even care, right? But it is those states with low income tax or no income tax that are really the big winners right now. I mean, take, I'm in Arizona and the surrounding states, not Arizona itself, because we just increased our taxes by 80%. It's just lovely what we did. So now what we have is we have Utah, New Mexico, Colorado, all with much lower tax rates than Arizona. So I don't think Arizona is going to be the big growth state if this Prop 208 stands up in court. If it stands up in court, then I think that we're going to go the way of California. I think the West Coast and the East Coast outside of, again, Florida, I think they're pretty much toast. People are just going to keep moving out unless they want to pay the high, what I call a beach tax. To live in those states. But the middle America, I think, is winning. They're winning with, they're winning. They've won throughout the pandemic, frankly, is that they've got lower tax rates. They are more conservative governments, and people are moving there in the droves.
First time in 172 years, California's population didn't grow. That's pretty insane to be thinking about that. First time in 127 years, 172 years.
Well, and what do? They suggest we ought to have a 16.9% tax.
So if you like this little short clip from an interview I did, click over here to watch the entire interview. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.